Hi, my name is Simon and I will talk about creating a game jam game. How it went from being a pretty piece of garbage. No, what was trying to say, how it went from an ugly piece of garbage to a beautiful piece of garbage. So the link to the game is in the description. It is playable for free. It started with the idea that I wanted to try out what is the best and most polished jam game I could make, and for this reason I tried to gather a bunch of very competent and cool people in team. Also, there were some other preparations, such as uh, making a Trello board for project management, a Discord server for communication between the team members, empty Unity project, and a GitHub repository for collaboration among programmers. Yeah, these were the main preparations before the jam, and the team was finalized on the first day of the jam when the last member joined. I had wanted to create a small and agile team of up to 7 people, but we ended up being 9. However, it still worked out, I think, especially because we had a project manager. As for what we were going to make, I had no specific expectations, except for the desire to create something polished and perhaps include some sort of item system there. Because I wanted to try out making an inventory Tetris in a game. So, first day of the jam, we are 9 people, 7 people on the spot, and 2 people helping out remotely. I am acting mostly as a programmer. Then the lead programmer, so to speak, is Arvuti, an Estonian guy with whom I had worked before. Excellent guy. And then there is a programmer of Latgalian species, Kasix. Worked with him before, usually doesn't fuck things up, and it is very good, very useful skill. And so we are the 3 programmers. Then there is project manager Aris or Uniblack. I hadn't had a project manager in a game jam team before, and I have to say that it really changed it all for the better, and it gave a lot more clarity and predictability to the entire process. Fuck me, that was a loud Discord noise. Oh my god, I must turn out the volume. Anyways, so 3 programmers, 1 project manager. Next thing is the artists. The strongest point of our team. The first that I managed to get was Maei. She drew the Medusa thingy, and she has the audacity of calling herself the art director in this project. Then there was Renlo. She is by trade an illustrator, and she has illustrated some children's books, and I have worked with her before on some game projects. Very pleasant to work with. Then the third artist was participating remotely. She thought that she could arrive on the spot, but ended up being unable to participate like on the location. Her name was Magoda. She is an acquaintance of Arvuti, one of very few people in the team that I hadn't previously met, and but it was very pleasant to work with her. She drew some UI stuff and the background of the game. So 3 programmers, 3 artists, 1 project manager. Then on the day of his jam, we were joined by Estonian dude, one of the best Estonians in the universe, Heiko, and he did the animations in After Effects. He animated the Medusa and all the enemies and the player. And last but the most important is the music, which was made by Ogotu, who is a French musician. Yes, so that is our entire team. Not everyone was present in the brainstorming sessions, but especially not the people who were participating remotely. But with those who were present, we brainstormed and sort of approved the direction of the game. But yeah, so the first day is here. We get the theme. The theme is repair. You have to make a game in the global game jam that is about repairing things, and I make a list of things that could be repaired. Some that come to mind were repairing a family, repairing a relationship, and some other random stuff, but nothing of that worked, and we ended up with going after the thought that jellyfish are pretty, and it would be nice to draw jellyfish, and it somehow all went down to the rabbit hole of inspiration from Lovecraft short story called the Temple, about a Nazi soldier who is in a submarine that is struck by a torpedo, and he goes down in the depths of the ocean and becomes insane. So the idea of the game, our game Medusa's Mercy, is pretty similar in that you are the captain of the ship, and you have to appease a mad god, a mad entity, not the mad but capricious and undefeatable. So and if you appease the god, she will repair your submarine. So most of the time in the like the first day and a half, I was pretty worried because it didn't seem to come along very quickly, and I was expecting that we will have a basic gameplay loop in the middle of the next day, and we will spend the rest of the time polishing, because that's my usual experience and my usual goal, to get to the core gameplay loop on the second day of the game jam, if we count the second day as the day that comes after the first night. So I was pretty worried. Everything was going along very slowly, but some place along the second day, the art started to come in, and we started to add it, and we started to merge together all the work of all the programmers, the character controls, the quest, so to speak, quest system, and the enemy AI in one Unity project, and starting to see that you can start the game and finish the game, and everything started to come together, and the second evening was very productive, and we stayed up really late. if in the first night we had went all to sleep early, I had some plenty of sleep. Second night I stayed up until 6 a.m. even though I wasn't like focusing on being like macho and not sleeping. I think it's a stupid idea, but it like came naturally because we were so into all of that shit. And also because in my case there was no comfortable place to sleep. And the Estonian Heiko guy, he stayed up even later, I think. Or it was Margarita that stayed up later. And yeah, so that's how it all went down. It was. I wanted to go more into the details of all the jam, but I will restrain myself to just showing you the pictures and maybe some videos, because when I started to go into all the details, this is not the first take of the recording. It was taking a lot of time, and I was getting bored, and I thought you would get bored too. So I just talked you through the main things. So after the game jam was concluded, we made some bug fixes and improvements. Arvuti added a shader that makes it seem like you are swimming underwater. We also had wanted to add voice acting, but never ended up adding it. I wasn't quite pleased with like the placeholder voice acting we got. So I didn't add it into the final version that I showcased after the jam in a local convention. I just woke up and this is the day that I have to bring Medusa's Mercy to Hypertown Convention. Should be interesting. Okay, so I have set up the booth and the convention begins in something like 20 minutes. Show me that you are enjoying the game. You need to be excited.